Now, if you ever find yourself thinking, I don't think there's any other creative things I can do with this, stop thinking that. There's always something new. For example, if I go back and just draw a circle again, let's make that 100, same as we've done in the past. Turn off my reference plane, come over to the ellipse by center point, lock to the XZ plane like before, and I'll just place an ellipse, say up this high, just any size. And I'll come to the sweep command, take the default. Now the first thing you can consider is increasing the number of turns. Most of the time we've been on 1, just start with 2. Now this may not look real interesting at that view, but what's really interesting here is if you look at this from the top. It's a very interesting shape right there. And the smaller the width of the ellipse, the smaller this area right here. Another variation may be to do 2 circles instead of 1. I'll just come up and add a fillet in here between one circle and the next. Let's make that, say, 110. Add another fillet on the opposite side, and I'll trim out the middle there. Turn off the lock, and I'll come up to rectangle by center, lock to the XZ plane, and at the center there, let's just go 1, keep that really thin, and 27. And let's come up to our sweep command and identify our sketch. And we'll come up here, number of turns, and we'll change that to 1. Now see how that's not uniform on both ends, so let's come and change it to 2. Now if we look at that from the top view, you can see that's more uniform. And again, you could just keep increasing the number of turns, or look at different options instead of using circles. Let's come back and take a look at the sketch we just did, and I'll trim out these pieces here, and we'll take this in a different direction here. Come up and turn off my lock, come over to arc by 3 points, lock to the XZ plane, sketch view. And I'll just come out to the edge here. Maybe I'll go a little bit past that actually. And I'll put in an arc. If you want to make sure that's in the center, we can just constrain that. And now if you remember the initial classes, the earlier classes, we went into surfacing and used this cross curve. So let's try that. Identify our arc and our sketch. And there's our cross curve. And let's place an ellipse by center. This connection point. Don't make this too big. If it gets too big, it might fail. So I'll just start with something small. And use the sweep command. And now we've created the outline for a pair of goggles. It's got the arc on there. And again, there's just dozens and dozens of directions you can take these concepts in and make this your own.